Hey guys, Tim again, and we got our top movies list of the year, but as usual, Ray's gone, taking over the channel. But what's different is, he's dead. I killed him. Yeah, so no more of Ray on this channel, just me. I'm going to be doing my top movies. You know some of the stuff I've been leaning towards, excuse me. There's been some good boob shots in cinema this year, so I gotta... Woo!
Welcome to Delistember. Now, of course, we've done everything else. TV shows, games, but now we have to move on to movies. And I've seen it reiterate, I've seen this every year, but this year, most importantly, 2017 has had so many amazing movies to the point where, starting in the beginning of the year, there were movies that were my number one. They're not even on the list anymore. So many movies. I wasn't able to see all of them, so I will, just kind of a disclaimer there. But I did see a good crap ton of them. But regardless, no stipulations, just movies that came out in 2017. But yeah, let's get to it. Now, here are my top 10 movies of 2017.
How are you alive? We shot you? Then we slit your throat.
What?
Then we snapped your neck. We took you out and we threw you over the side.
Are you doing a
with
bit?
Weights on your... No, you were dead.
You did what to me? I knew it. I fucking knew I was gonna eat this goddamn thing. Every fucking year, you do something, you pull something. Who did you kill?
I know what you're thinking. What? Do I feel lucky? Well...
Wouldn't you say...
Do I?
Okay, fuck the bit. Okay. Let's get to the list.
Top movie.
Jesus Christ. As I said before, this movie was my number one for the longest time. Seriously, this is my favorite movie of the year. Lo and behold, it's not number 10. I mean, but regardless, Edgar Wright can do no wrong. I mean, I don't want to, put the man on a pedestal, but every time I ever see him out in LA, it's like this halo is just like going over him. The man knows how to make movies, and that's what the main thing that you see in this movie: direction. Everything about it is fantastic. Whereas Hot Fuzz and the Cornetto trilogy has its own very comedic, great timing, great styling, and Scott Pilgrim is just a fantastic adaptation. Here, the kicker is the whole movie is just timed and just edited to a soundtrack. And it's just a music video. It's just a huge music video, but I love it. It's so well done. I don't know.
Really, it's to see Edgar Wright stripped down. He didn't have Simon Pegg or any other co-writer on this. This is Edgar Wright. Just at literally his core. It's fun action. It's music combined with imagery. It's really just fantastic direction. It's kind of a thrill ride, and I really like that he knew that his heart was in the bare bones of a movie. It's, can I make something fun and actiony, and also kind of lighthearted sometimes, but also scary.
Yeah. But yeah, bottom line, Baby Driver, where it's not the best of his his whole catalog, but it's still like a 10 out of 10. It's just perfectly well crafted, and all the acting is fantastic. The story is pretty stock, but well executed. There's literally nothing I could say that was wrong with this film.
Yeah. I
had fun through and through, and it's just a damn good film. So, yeah, this one I'm going to be just stepping on eggshells here because I'm going to just be trying to avoid spoilers. But this movie is an adult fairy tale. It's equal parts funny and emotional and just very dark. I mean, just look at the trailer, you could already get the whole vibe, but Bong Joon-ho, the mastermind from The Host and Snowpiercer, just gives us a whole new, very heartwarming and pretty eye-opening look at just a real industry in the world. And I'm not saying that's, it's like pushing an agenda, because while it does seem like that, it shows the faults in everything. And overall, it's just a fantastically well-crafted movie, and everything about it is just beautiful.
Yeah, we all get scared, I think, when foreign directors are given American projects, but Bong Joon-ho proved that with Snowpiercer, he can kind of do anything. So when this started popping up, and you see all these big-name actors, again, I got a little scared. I said, oh, Snowpiercer was great.
Paul Dano, Tilda Swinton, Stephen Yeun.
Jake Gyllenhaal, of course.
God, he's so ridiculous. To the point where he's a little over the top, but that's his character, and it works so well. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, you know what? I've heard this called a Amblin, almost Spielberg-esque film, except with
a Miyazaki twist to it.
Right.
It's weird. It deserves to be an animated film, but it's just so well done in live action. I don't know. It's just movie's overall beautiful. Like, that's one thing I cannot reiterate enough. It is beautiful. And goddamn, is it just a damn perfect ride from beginning to end.
So Macon Blair just kind of owned 2017.
I mean,
he was in everything. He did everything.
Yeah, he was in a lot of like smaller roles, but like this is his movie. He wrote this movie and directed it, right?
And directed.
My God.
For somebody's directional debut, he won Sundance. And on top of that, he wrote Small Crimes for Netflix.
My God.
Appeared in Logan Lucky.
He also appeared in Florida Project.
He was everywhere. The guy is across the map, just a fantastic filmmaker, and I mean that in every aspect.
And if you have no idea what the hell we're talking about, well, first things first, look him up. But getting the vibe that you're going to be hearing about him fairly soon, very often, because this man is on the one track ride to become an A-lister.
To get to the point, I think you know what we're talking about. I don't feel at home at this world anymore, which is unclassifiable genre-wise.
Yeah, it has so many different things in it, and it feels like it's not just, you know, taking bits from other genres.
Right.
It's like it's becoming its own thing. Like that's the name of the genre. I don't feel at home in this world anymore. Like the title nails it, like dead on. And
it felt like Blair was sort of sick of genre conventions. He was like, it's like, what if we have a sort of thriller, but it's more of like an awkward love story?
That is one thing I want to say about this movie. It is hands down probably the best love story of this year.
Yes.
And it's so unconventional that I just love every second of it. I mean, Elijah Wood is easily my favorite character in this movie, but it's because of how weird he gets.
He has nunchucks, if that gives you any idea, which it won't. We can't talk about this movie. I don't think any trailer does it justice, but it's on Netflix, and I think everyone needs to see it.
Watch it immediately. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
I love seeing it when directors are stripped of certain tools. I love that Baby Driver and Dunkirk both have this one thing in common. That is, the director is also the writer. These are both people who generally have other writers with them, whether it be Jonathan Nolan
or David S. Goyer.
But this is Christopher Nolan with no one else to help him. So what you get down to is pure filmmaking. It's just geography and motion of scenes. There's very little dialogue in this film.
Yeah, there is. Wow, I actually didn't notice until you pointed it out. It's because every image just speaks volumes to what's going on. Every single camera angle, every single just event. Hell, just the scenes when you're in the cockpit with Tom Hardy. It's like, you don't need to talk, you don't need to say anything. It's just him dive bombing. You're like, this is making me feel it. By the way, watching this on IMAX was amazing.
Gosh.
Holy crap, I got freaking motion sickness. It was awesome. It was great.
It was so good, it was scary. I haven't seen it on home video yet, and I'm frightened.
I don't want to.
I know it'll be good, but it's going to be missing. We literally felt like we were on a roller coaster.
See, that's one movie I would definitely watch with like VR headset.
Yes.
Not that it's in VR, it's just, you know, it's a huge screen in front of your eyes.
Nolan said that he looked at the silent masters to craft this film, and I encourage everyone out there to go look this up. There's an 8-minute video I just watched today, actually. It's called What If Dunkirk Was Silent in Black and White. They took all of Dunkirk and compressed it to 8 minutes, took all the dialogue away, and it works. It completely works. Why? It's pure filmmaking. He doesn't care about the words coming out of mouths, he cares about the actions people do.
Damn. But yeah, bottom line, this is one movie that I honestly cannot recommend watching at home. Granted, I haven't experienced it myself. Just try your damnedest to watch it on the biggest screen possible. And with just the best sound system. Because, my god, other than the actual visual itself, the sound packs a wallop. Stop. I don't care. I don't care if you hated this movie. I don't care.
No, you can't put it on.
I don't care.
Don't do it.
Do you understand? Look, I agree with you. There are some dumb moments in here. There's some small little, like, tiny moments that are kind of dumb. And yeah, the whole casino thing was a little tad stupid. But did you just turn your freaking brain off during the other scenes? Like the whole, just every event with Mark Hamill, with freaking Ray, for everything other than the stupid small things that you guys bitch about was amazing. People were complaining about The Force Awakens. Oh, it's too safe. It's the same. This movie took every risk in the damn book. It pretty much just changed everything up, and I have no idea what the hell's going to happen in Episode 9, which is exactly what I want. And you guys still complained.
I have to say that every complaint I've seen on the internet are things I love about it.
Yeah.
And I know we can't get into spoiler territory here, but everything that is extra super spoilery, specifically near the end of the film, it works really well. And that's why all these haters are so wrong about this film. The movie doesn't just do things, it builds up narratively and emotionally to big moments.
Yes, it does. Wow,
so
it does.
There's nothing about this film that was lazy. There's nothing about this film that was done just to sort of cut you out under your legs.
No.
It was done for story purposes. It was the only way it could have happened, and
this was the best possible outcome after The Force Awakens. That's literally what it is. And I get it. It's a little different. That's kind of what Star Wars was about. I mean, go back to the original trilogy. That was what the whole series is about. Changing things up, mixing up the formula. Even though it's all same old things. I mean, the Star Wars, like, oh, you know, they were original. No, they were rip-offs of Flash Gordon. Like, legitimately, everything about this series is present here. Everything that made the originals fantastic is present here. And yes, I will agree with you that there are some dumb moments. But not a single one of them was just so, or at least bad enough to just destroy the whole film. Like, legitimately, I get where you're coming from. Even if you didn't like it 100% like I did, like if you just liked it, that's fine. But if you overall hate this movie and you don't have a good reason for it, I'm sorry, but your opinion is dead to me. It's moot. I don't care.
My grandfather saw the original Star Wars on its original run. People like that are the only opinion that matters. And if you go talk to them, they love the film.
Bottom line, critics loved it. A lot of audiences loved it. And yes, there's a lot of people out there who hated this film. But at the end of the day, a lot of people love this movie. And it's going down as a great movie. Sorry to say, that's just how it's going to happen. What the hell was this?
Dude, I gotta say, we had the discussion when it came out, but this is one of the best sequels ever made. It is so good that it is debatable which is better, the first or the second. Most people are going to say the first, but that's because the first has had time to settle in your brain and become a classic. T2 works completely on its own while still referencing the prequel.
But still at the same time, even though it's like referencing the original, it's still its own thing. I'm not saying you should definitely watch this by itself, but I'm just saying, like, wow, it's like a real good tonal shift, but it works. It's like it grew up. Like, just like the characters, the movie grows up. There's still some wacky craziness in there. I honestly don't know what else to say other than I'm glad that everyone came back. All the cast is just fantastic.
As usual, Danny Boyle's direction is superb. He puts cameras in places you wonder how he got them up there. And I mean up there.
God, everything about this seems like, how the hell did they do that? How did they do that? And it's just a bunch of guys just regrouping together after, a very hard time when they're, not their childhood, but like, I guess their young adulthood. But
I like too. I like all of the energy of the first one. All of the energy that's thematically talking about sort of the 90s and drug culture and being Scottish. It's shite being Scottish, right? This is the aftermath of that, and where you could take something like that and treat all these people as sad, lonely people who are former drug addicts and losers, and they do that. It somehow manages to keep its light tone, and just like the first one, you are cracking up the whole way through.
Even though like a scene beforehand was just so heart-wrenching to watch, it's just a damn good, fun time. You're honestly spending time with some like old friends that you haven't seen in years, and you're just happy to be part of it. You're just happy to catch up. That's what this movie's about. Catching up with some old friends that you know goddamn well you shouldn't hang around anymore. But it's good to reminisce. This is not a movie. This is literally a stage play turned into a 2-hour-long picture show. Because that was not a movie. Every time I thought that, like a movie, this is how it's structured. No, this is a play. You're watching a play. It just happens to be happening in real time in a world that they built. It's freaking odd. All I know is that, like a damn stage play, the thing you focus on is the dialogue and the acting. And here, everything is utterly perfect. From the way they say the dialogue to even just silent moments where like a certain character does something and another character just looks at the other character and just gives like a simple nod. You're like, oh my god, I got the whole relationship just from that one, like that look. Like everything about it is just.
With Martin McDonagh, the writer-director, being a playwright, and also being the guy who made In Bruges as well as Seven Psychopaths, every project you sort of think you know what you're getting into, and you don't. He has this ability to make people who are just dirt. They're just bad, mean people, including his main characters.
Yeah.
But you find this heart in them. This is exemplified, of course, in all of his movies, but this one by Frances McDormand, who is, on one hand, kind of shitty.
Kinda. She is probably the shittiest person in that town.
She's just so mean.
But you empathize with her every step of the way.
You really do. And as we jump through the town and meet all these other people, Sam Rockwell being somebody who you think is the biggest piece of shit in this town.
But he might surprise you. You never know. Like other characters like, the sheriff played by Woody Harrelson. You kind of want to hate him, but at the same time, you really like his character. You're just like, it's relationships. You're literally just watching this movie just to get invested in these relationships that you don't know where they're going to end up. And that's what keeps you hooked in. You want to know how the hell, not what happens in the world, but what happens to these people. Overall, if you're a fan of just good writing and dark comedy, this is easily the best one to watch this year. This is easily the most surprising film for me this year because I knew nothing about it. You and Mason would just be talking about it all the time. I'm like, I don't know, I want to see it. I mean, Jeremy Renner. It's like, well, I've seen him in a lot of movies with him. I mean, he's a great actor and everything. But then it's like, and then you told me, it's like, good. I'm glad you have that mindset. We're going to watch it. Okay. Blown away.
Down to the theater, $3 theater, and
absolutely blown away.
No, I was the same way. You don't know how good this movie is. In fact, the Earth doesn't seem to know, because if you look at all the major top lists right now,
no one's talking about it.
No one's talking about it.
And if you do find it in a list, it's like, oh yeah, my top 20, it's number 19. Like, no, this is...
This, like Okja as well, this suffers from what I call early to middle of the year sickness, which is that people forget these things came out, and they float away.
And it's just like, oh yeah, that came out. Oh, what was that movie about? I don't know, something about snow. No!
I felt bad for myself and everybody around. Ty Sheridan has given us 2 masterpieces.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We have Sicario, and then we got Hell or High Water.
Yeah. And then this baby just comes out of thin air and it's like, Oh, is he gonna keep up the trend? Yeah. That and more. I mean, overall, but fine. Besides talking about the story, because I don't want to spoil the thing, that's one of the main draws of this movie, is the actual the story itself, and how it builds up, and how it's just well executed. The freaking cinematography is breathtaking. Just to watch, just those landscapes. Everything about it is just amazingly shot. I mean, the color is fantastic. Everything is just, it's not flat. You're seeing mostly white, but you're seeing like just the detail of everything. Everything is just beautifully captured. It's like you're watching a nature show with a very dark spin to it.
And you know, it's funny you say beautiful too, because, and not to get too political, but the themes of this film are highlighting how little this country still talks about Native American people.
Yeah.
Ty Sheridan has talked about how he spent time with them and he grew up in places like this. But the movie ends with the little, you know, normally I hate these sort of stingers at the end, but it ends with this whole thing about how we don't know how many Native American women go missing every year.
It just leaves you thinking at the end. Even just from the movie, but also just life itself. It's a movie with a message. And my God, does it do a damn good job of just driving that into your head.
Nobody thought they were getting a Blade Runner sequel. Like, nobody thought that was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Let alone
getting
a brilliant one.
Yeah. Like, no spoilers. But, my God, did they take everything that was amazing for the first movie, turn it on its head, and just craft something so amazing, something so damn near perfect, where it affects how you watch the first one now. And it's not retconning anything. It's just like, it's like those things have always been there. You just didn't notice it. The filmmakers and creators worked with what they had, and they made their own thing. And that was honestly a feat with something as big as Blade Runner.
Yeah, I can't even add much to that, except to say that, I mean, bringing Denis Villeneuve on this was the only option. It's funny to me that both Wind River and Blade Runner are on this, because it's like Ty and Denis were like, oh, let's see what we can do by ourselves. But both of them, writer-director, they're thematic masters. They're both, the themes are what's most important to them. So him going to Blade Runner made the most sense. It's a film that's all about theme. And I didn't think that a movie with Decker again would be good. I thought he would be wasted. I thought it'd be old man Harrison Ford.
Which we did get a little bit of that,
but not how I thought.
Definitely not what we were.
I thought we were going to see old Decker in a trench coat, hobbling around Neo Tokyo.
I saved my new partner here. It's like, okay, what the hell's going on here?
It didn't have to be this good. This is on a lot of people's list because it's out of the blue. I thought we were going to get another crappy sequel.
But you have to remember, all those names attached to it, you can't. I mean, these are directors, cinematographers, and writers who know goddamn what they're doing.
Not to mention Gosling.
Yeah, anyway, Ryan Gosling was fantastic. But yeah, with them at the helm, everything is, going against them, but they just proved to everyone saying, no, screw that. Movies can have sequels, and they don't have to suck. You just have to have people who care about the original source material enough to craft something that respects the original, at the same time pushes the whole narrative forward.
Yes!
Guillermo del Toro, not only did you wow me with Troll Hunters, but your next movie was amazingly delightful. Everything about this movie was perfect in my eyes. Not a single thing was... Even our friend who said he didn't like the movie, as we were asking him, oh, why didn't you like it? Oh, well, I just didn't really like the... I mean, like, the production design was good. And, the acting was fantastic, too.
Oh, and I love that music.
Music was great, too. But,
no, Michael Shannon did a great job.
Yeah, but the characters, like, were they flat? No, they weren't one-dimensional at all. I just didn't... I mean, you know, actually, you know what? I'm glad they weren't One Punch Man. I mean, you know, they grew up on me. But and it's like, what don't you like about this movie?
Yeah, you know, just wasn't for me.
And I get that. We just completely respect that. If a movie's not for you, I mean, I have movies like that too, but I respect how they're made. But this one, with all of its just, what I was going to say, imperfections? No, with all of its perfections, I just can't, I can't say a damn bad thing about this movie.
It's just so damn charming, is what it comes down to. And you know, a question I asked our mutual friend is, oh, did it feel too safe to you? And in thinking about that, there was nothing safe about this movie.
No.
There's
the whole premise is like out of like left field. You're like, what the hell? Like,
there's heavy sexual themes. I mean, Guillermo del Toro said it himself. This is a $19.5 million movie that has a musical number in it where a fish and a woman bang.
That's not spoiling anything. That's just, I mean, just watch the trailer. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Yeah. Extremely unconventional. Extremely out of left field. Odd. Weird. What the hell am I watching? But my god, about the end, you're just rooting for everyone involved. And it's just... We keep saying this freaking word, but there is no movie out of this whole year that just completely personifies this. Beautiful. Everything was beautiful. As I mentioned before, the music, the writing, the characters. My god, I fell in love with Eliza. Everything was just fantastic. The freaking Michael Shannon was a fucking fantastic antagonist.
But also a relatable villain?
Yes, extremely.
Oddly enough.
Like, it wasn't a one-dimensional character. Like, everything about him was great. Everything was fantastic. From the moment it started, all I was seeing was just a shot of an underwater something, and the soundtrack just came in, and I'm just like... Oh, and obviously, Richard Jenkins' narration, I'm just like, okay, what is this about?
Beautiful.
Immediately, I was like enthralled. I was hooked in, and I was just like, I'm gonna love this movie. I knew it from that point. I'm like, there's little... From the tone itself, it's already sold me. But little did I know, as it went on, it became my favorite movie of this year. And possibly, it's going to be a movie I'm definitely going to be rewatching and revisiting over time. Because to me, at least from what I saw, and like the huge buzz about it, this is an instant classic. This is a movie that's going down in history books. Whether it be for the production design just by itself, I don't know, but overall, I loved every aspect of it. Well, that's the list. And now, some honorable mentions. Kong Skull Island. Now, this is a movie that I honestly just wanted to keep on this list for God knows how long, but eventually I had to kicked out. It's just so damn fun and entertaining. So many references. I don't know, I just loved it. I was just fanboying the whole time. Next up, Logan. The best X-Men movie ever made.
And a great way for Hugh Jackman to end his career. And, you know, like you said, best X-Men. He really...
just knocked it out of the park. Next up, Get Out.
This is a lot of people's number one.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic film.
Yep.
It's more than a horror film. It's a social sort of critique and satire. Who would have expected the guy from Key and Peele to make something this damn good?
It's social commentary aside, it's a fantastic horror film too. Like, my god, if this wins the Oscar, it's gonna be the second one to ever win the Oscar, right?
The second horror film? Yeah, I suppose it would be.
Yeah. Next up, War for the Planet of the Apes. Yeah. As a person who has not seen the other movies, I mean, I've seen like the classic ones, but the actual, like, what was it? Rise of the Planet of the Apes,
Dawn
of the Planet of the Apes. I've not seen those. But just watching this alone, I got it.
This
and I
series,
actually loved it.
It really has fought its way to be this good. Didn't have to be. It could have been another sort of... But anyway, each film works on its own. This one was great. Yeah, this series, I'm glad it's finally over. It's a brilliant sort of threequel.
I mean, after Tim Burton's fucking dumpster fire, you expected that, this series is dead. Nope. Like we said before,
Dead wrong.
You give it to the right people, just with care and love, they'll give you something fantastic. Next up, Logan Lucky.
This movie was hilarious. Steven Soderbergh disappeared. He did a couple TV shows, but he said he was retired from movies. He was even the DP for Magic Mike XL. He comes back with this hilarious NASCAR heist. We talked earlier about trying to figure out genres.
This one is just out of left field. You're like, what exactly am I watching? This is just... It's just so damn fun, but I'm also invested because it's a thriller or not. All I can say about the movie is cauliflower.
You just said cauliflower to me.
Next up, Gerald's Game. This is the year of Stephen King, because not only is he getting a lot of movies or a lot of books of his adapted into movies or TV series, yeah, this one was the small, was one of his smaller novels. It's a big one, but did not expect it to be this good. And I'm going to actually be talking about the next one also, but this one psychologically was just amazing. I mean, just stepping into the mind of someone losing, like essentially losing it because of a certain unforeseen circumstance. It's just great. I mean, it just delves deep and it's just fantastic. Next up, of course, Stephen King's It.
I had to personally be kind of dragged to the theater for this. I was like, okay, I'll go watch it. Everyone's seen the Tim Curry one. Everybody loves it. There's kids and there's an evil clown.
Loves it being a very loose term. Not many people love it, but it's everyone loves it because everyone loves Tim Curry.
Yeah, Georgie.
The actual movie itself, or the whole series itself, it's a 3-hour jerk-off fest of like, okay, what's gonna happen?
Literally jerk-off fest.
Let's not talk about the book. Yeah. Other than that, it's a way better adaptation than the 1990 version, and my God, I cannot wait to see what they do with the next. The main issue with the It series is that, or at least not the book, but like the movies, the original TV series, the kids part was the most entertaining. The adults was boring. Now that we have the good kids part, I'm concerned about the adults.
Yep.
The sequel to this now. I have faith, but let's just see. But regardless, the kids portion was fantastic, and Finn Wolfhard was easily my favorite character. Hilarious. Next up, Florida Project.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I'm sure if you watch this channel, you've seen our review. We loved it. Heartfelt, great film. Sean Baker, again, has proved himself to be a master. You give him just a little bit of money, and he'll make you something wonderful. Tangerine was made for like $5,000 or something.
It was filmed on a damn iPhone, wasn't it?
Yeah, iPhone like 5. And then this one, he only had like $2 million. They're talking about Oscar nominations for this one, including that little girl who was...
My God, she doesn't get supporting actress or something. At least a nod.
Right.
My God, that was just incredible. Next up, did not watch this one, but you did. Mother.
Yeah, so Mother is insane. I think it might have made Ray's list, or if it didn't, it would have just been pushed out.
Yeah.
This movie was bonkers.
I need to watch it.
We talked about sort of Dunkirk and Baby Driver being those two stripped away from separate writers. Well, what if you took Darren Aronofsky and took away anyone else? What if no one said no to him? He could do whatever he wants. I don't know how the studio gave him this much money.
For this thing?
For this crazy... Whoa. Just fucking whoa.
You guys keep talking about this and I'm like, you guys are building up too much. No. I'm like, every time I hear about this, I'm like, I have literally no more that. I don't know what the hell to
movie is like being choked and dragged down a car with a car behind you.
Jesus.
That didn't make sense. Continue.
Next, the weird thing is I'm more concerned about if it did make sense or it didn't. But next up, the final one, Free Fire. I didn't want to add this in. Like, at the end of the day, it was so well done. It was just, it's one freaking location. It's a bunch of characters and it just shit just hits the. It's essentially what I wanted from the Belko experiment. But that thing was a piece of crap. This is not. This is just a bunch of great actors. Alison Brie, Armie Hammer.
Charlotte Copley.
Jeez, oh my God.
You run the gamut. They're all in there.
It's ridiculous.
And they're screaming and shooting at each other in this tiny room for an hour 45.
Well, granted, it's a huge warehouse, but my God, he's right. It does feel like a tiny room. It's just like, they're all screaming distance. Hey, you okay? Man, if I can put a bullet in your ass? Oh yeah, Robert Shirley. What the hell's happening?
They start making little like side teams, like
oh my God,
side deals on
it's
each
just,
other.
You don't know what the hell's gonna happen.
Hey, you let me out of here and I'll give you the.
Okay, it's like, we're working together now. You guys are enemies. Like, okay, whatever. The whole movie is just a damn good time. That's all I'm saying. I keep saying that over and over, but this one, like, legitimately, it's just, it's what? It's on Amazon Prime right now?
Yeah, you gotta go watch it.
Go watch it.
No excuse.
Go watch it right now. That's pretty much it. Other than movies we have not seen, I understand there's people like, the Sacred Killing of a Deer. I've heard great things about that. I have not watched it yet.
Phantom Thread came out so late, so it's not in any theaters.
Yeah.
Can't watch that one.
Call Me by Any Other Name, is that what it's called? Or Call Me
Yeah,
by
that one I hear is really good.
Yeah. But yeah, there's tons of movies out there. We couldn't have seen them all. It's practically impossible because good movies are just growing on trees now. They're freaking everywhere. And honestly, you can't complain about that. It's a damn good thing. It's a good problem to have. But yeah, other than that, I love this year. It's great, full of just fantastic movies, and that's it. I don't know what else to say, man. I'm done. Moving on to 2018, I can't wait to see what happens next. And yeah, is anything we missed at all? Please let us know in the comments below. Let us know what your guys' favorite movies of this year was. But yeah, regardless, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later.